Hello there, and welcome back to the railway. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing this Class 55 Deltic from Graham Farish. The loco in question, D9002 in BR2 tone green, with the name being the King's Own Yorkshire Light Infantry. So just removing it from the packaging and revealing the owner's guide and exploded parts diagram for the model. Now this is more detailed of an exploded parts diagram than I've had with other Graham Farish models, but still nowhere near up to the same level as the recent Dapol Class 59 model. Looking at part 6 there, it looks as if this model has a dual flywheel setup. We'll have a look at that later on in the manufacturer's notes. As well, you can see separate cab details, so if you wanted to, you could add crew to the cabs, although it would be very hard to see through the very small windows. So you can see the DCC decoder socket information there on the top right of the screen, and information on the body removal. But again, doesn't tell you where the clips are to remove it. Just says that there are clips, which is very vague, and you don't know where on the model they are. So it will then take a bit of time trying to find them if you are trying to do any maintenance on your models. So then, yeah, just the standard Bachmann Collectors Club leaflet here, just trying to get you to sign up, as well as the running in period for the model that they recommend, the cleaning and maintenance for your model, as well as removing it from the packaging, and the lubrication of the model and the standard do not use household lubricants, as well as a little bit of information about the DCC usage, and again the standard product warranty. So if you want to pause the video and have a look at that if you want to. So let's move on from all of those leaflets and let's begin the unboxing of this new model. So it is contained in a hard plastic shell as usual. So just removing the top section, as you can see there, and then removing the plastic insert, as well as removing a sleeve that then further protects the model as the spare parts bag falls out there. So I'll put that to one side and we'll have a look at the spare parts bag, so you can see all the separately fitted pipe works and couplings that are provided with the model, as well as I believe some steps. So if you wanted to fit those, you could. I might fit some in the future, but for now I'll leave them in the packaging. They also provide a spare bogie frame, which I didn't quite understand why it was in there. I thought it was a problem with the model, but it appears it was supplied with every single Deltic model from Graham Farish. I also have one with my DP1 Deltic, but I never noticed it until I did the review of this model. So let's now remove the locomotive from its blister packaging. So it's just unclipping the plastic frame there, and it releases, and you can then remove the model from the packaging. So let's just remove the packaging out of the way, and let's get into a brief history of the Class 55 Deltic. The Class 55 is a fleet of 22 CoCo high-speed passenger locomotives built for the East Coast Main Line, the same route that the LNER A4s used to run. The locomotives were built in 1961 and 1962 and based off the prototype DP1 Deltic, with a maximum speed of 100 miles an hour or 160 kilometres an hour, although the Deltics were capable of going up to 117 miles an hour. The locomotives were fitted with dual Napier Deltic engines, giving them an incredible power output. There are 6 locos preserved, D9000, 9002, 9009, 9015, 9016 and 9019. The Deltics were eventually replaced by the Intercity 125 HSTs. So now let's have a look at the model. There is a slight bit of oil on the top of the locomotive from the locomotive's packaging, so that will just wipe off, as you can see there, and doesn't leave any residue behind. But anyway, so as you can see, this model is the King's Own Yorkshire Light Infantry D9002. The nameplate of the locomotive has been printed very crisply onto the side of the locomotive's body, although it must be mentioned that there are no etched nameplates that come with this model. The locomotive's head code boxes are very nicely detailed here, so you can see the crisp lettering and numbering. Just give you a quick look here at the underframe, which shows us that this model has all-wheel drive with gears on every axle, and as well as all that, it also has all-wheel pickup with electrical conductivity passed to the locomotive via wiper contacts on all of the wheels. There is a very nice crisp paint finish to this model, especially around the cab area with the white lining around the windows, and you can see through these nicely curved windows some small details in the cab area, as well as some seats, so if you wanted to you could fit some crew if you wanted to. The top of the model displays the finely etched fan grills, as well as exhaust ports for the twin Napier Deltic engines. There is a slight scrape on the front buffer beam here where the paint has come away. Now I am reviewing this as a brand new model, so I will mark it down slightly for that. There is also very nice bogie frame detailing with springs shown and the axle boxes nicely picked out in yellow. There are also some windows on the sides of the locomotive, giving you a representation of looking into the corridor that would be going between the two cabs. The front of the model also features separately fitted handrails, as you can see me point out just here, as well as separately fitted buffers and many other separately fitted parts across the model. So I'll just put this down and I'll give you a 180-degree view of the model. This range of Graham Farish N-gauge Deltics was first introduced in 2014 and hasn't been available since 2016. The RRP, I believe, was £124.99, and the second-hand value of these models has skyrocketed due to the lack of availability. There are a total of 6 different locos that have been released, in a total of 5 different liveries, ranging from two-tone green with no yellow ends, two-tone green with small yellow ends, and there have been 2 of these models released under 2 different names, including my model, the King's Own Yorkshire Light Infantry. There's also been a two-tone green with full yellow end, although this model is factory weathered, as well as a BR blue with full yellow end and BR blue with full yellow end and white cab. So now let's see how the model performs. It's moved off very nice and smoothly with no stuttering or stoppages, and I'll now try it in the other direction, and again very nice and smooth and no stuttering. So now let's see how well this locomotive can crawl and if it's smooth or not. So gradually increasing the power, you can see it goes very smoothly. I'll just try and slow it down and see how slow it can go. As you can see, the slower it goes, it does seem to be a little bit less smooth, but it is still moving. So that is a very nice crawl. That will be very useful for any shunting or moving around depot areas. It also has a very smooth and gentle acceleration, which is nice to see on a model. This, I believe, might be helped by the twin flywheels and the 5-pole motor powering the model. This is the model going at 50% speed, which I think is quite a reasonable speed for it to be going at 50%, and again in the other direction. And now this is at 100% speed, which again looks very sensible for a locomotive that could do 117 miles an hour. So this model also has directional lighting, which I shall test now, and I shall show you how it looks. To test the directional lighting of the model, I simply hold it in place while turning up the track power. I only do this for a short period of time just to make sure that the lights at both ends of the model work. The head code box did seem quite dim when compared with the rear facing lights that you can see here, that they seem to be a lot brighter and illuminate much quicker at lower voltage. So now on to the scores. I have given this model a 7 for its crawl, a 6 for the smoothness of the model while it's running, a 7 for the finish of the model. This would have been an 8, but with the scuff on the front buffer beam I've marked it down to a 7, and the details I've given it a 6. Now this again would have been higher if it would have had an etched nameplate given to you in the packaging. So totalling that up, that gives this model a 26 out of 40, or a 65% score, which puts it 5% behind the brand new Class 59 that I reviewed a couple of weeks ago. So thank you for watching today's review of this Class 55 Deltic locomotive. If you've enjoyed the video, please do consider giving it a like, and indeed subscribing to the channel. Don't forget, subscribing is free, and it will let you know, especially if you click that notification icon, it will let you know whenever I upload a video. But anyway, that's enough from me. I'll leave you here watching the Deltic doing some running around the layout. So once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.